Today's competition will feature the men's and women's competition 3, day 1 of apparatus finals. Au nom de Gymnastique Canada et de l'Union panaméricaine de gymnastique, c'est avec un immense plaisir que nous vous souhaitons la bienvenue au championnat panaméricain senior de gymnastique 2014. Cet après-midi, vous aurez l'occasion de voir la compétition 3 de gymnastique artistique hommes et femmes, jour 1 des finales aux appareils. A nombre de Gimnasia Canada y de la Unión Panamericana de Gimnasia, les damos la bienvenida al Campeonato Panamericano de Gimnasia 2014. Hoy vamos a presentarles la competencia 3, primer día de finales a los aparatos de gimnasia artística femenina y masculina. Let's welcome the judges for the men's floor final. Accueillez les juges pour la finale au sol masculin. Favor de dar la bienvenida a los jueces para la final en el suelo masculino. The authorities of the Pan American Gymnastics Union for today's finals are les autorités de l'Union Panaméricaine de Gymnastique pour ces finales sont las autoridades de la Unión Panamericana de Gimnasia para las finales son the President, la Présidente, la Presidenta Zobeira Hernández, President of the Men's Artistic Technical Committee, président du comité technique de gymnastique artistique masculine, coordinador del comité técnica de gimnasia artística masculina, Jaime Corredor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your floor finalists. Mesdames et messieurs, accueillez vos finalistes au sol. Demos la bienvenida a los finalistas en el piso masculino.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our coverage of the 2014 Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships here from beautiful Mississauga, Ontario. Today's competition is going to feature athletes from around the world, 24 countries, all of the Americas. This competition does serve as a qualifier to the Pan Am Games, which will happen next July 10th to the 26th here in Toronto. Today's going to feature athletes competing for glory across 5 different apparatus, including men's floor exercise, men's pommel horse, rings, women's vault, and uneven bars. We're going to get things started today on men's floor exercise, where we have a very strong field. Some of the athletes who will be featured, right there we do see Diego Hippolito, multiple-time world championship finalist and medalist, Olympic finalist, has won more World Cup medals than Wikipedia can count. We also have from Cuba, Randy Jose Larubal, Thomas Gonzalez, Sean Melton from the USA, CJ Maestas from USA, Tariq Soto Byfield, Jorge Alfredo Vega Lopez, Arthur Zanetti, and Yosemar Calvo.
Des États-Unis, from United States, de Estados Unidos.
In fact, I got a little ahead of myself there, folks. Yosemar Calvo is the alternate. He will not be competing, but he's someone we're very excited about. He is the all-around champion, will be featured in multiple finals over the next 2 days.
Du Costa Rica, from Costa Rica, de Costa Rica, Tariq Soto Byfield. Du Guatemala, from Guatemala, de Guatemala, Jorge Alfredo Vega Lopez. Du Brésil, from Brazil, de Brasil, Arthur Zanetti.
Taking a look there at Arthur Zanetti. He is the 2012 Olympic champion on the rings. See him featured here in the floor exercise, something we don't usually see great ring guys in floor. The athletes were in this venue doing their warm-up. They had to go back into the warm-up gym to stay warm for the past half an hour. Now they march out, and in these finals there is no one touch. The athletes just march out, and our first competitor gets ready to rock and roll. Speaking of our first competitor, here he is from Brazil, Diego Hipólito. Came first in qualification, did score a 15.3 there. Has a very big level of difficulty. Twists like a tornado. Really nice combination pass there. Arabian double front, punch into full twist. He's very speedy, really quick in all of his movements. Drills that Arabian double front pike. Endurance plays such a key role in these men's floor routines nowadays. The athletes are doing upwards of 6 passes. They get 70 seconds, that's 1 minute and 10 seconds to pack it all in. Right here, a great display of that twisting ability. Does that well today, did miss that in the qualification. A little bit hard on that rollout. Judges want to see it a little bit smoother, a little more in control. Here we go, getting geared up for the dismount. It's a big one. Whip into a triple twist. Gets it all the way around. That's a happy Diego. Diego's really pushing the limits of the difficulty on floor exercise. He does have a 6.8 level of difficulty. Could be a little bit higher here today. Could be in that 6.9 range. And he has his work cut out for him later this fall in October at the World Championships in Nanning, China. He's going to be competing against Japan's amazing floor exercise worker, Kenzo Shirai, who can score upwards of 16.0. And to put it into perspective, Diego did score a 15.3 here, so in the qualification. Perhaps Kenzo is a little bit untouchable, but Diego's been really a stalwart on the world scene for quite some time. Has been plagued by some injuries, some ankle injuries, and through the past 10 years. Seems to be in pretty good shape here. He's a seasoned competitor, knows how to hit routines, and him and his sister are quite the dynamic duo, Daniele Hipólito, who is also going to be featured in some apparatus finals here tomorrow. The Brazilian men's team did come third here, which was an excellent result as a team. Of course, the top 8 teams did qualify themselves to the Pan Am Games. From there, teams 9 through 12 qualified 2 athletes, and then some individuals got to qualify after that based on their all-around rankings. But Team Brazil will undoubtedly be there in Toronto 2015, ready to challenge for multiple medals, and Diego Hipólito will be one of the leaders of that team, I'm sure. The Brazilian team actually looked very strong here, sort of revitalized. They have lots of young talent, lots of young and up-and-coming talent, and Diego is one of the veterans, which is code for older athletes. They have lots of new zest and energy coming amongst their team. We have the score for Diego Hippolito. It's a 15.625. That start score was a 7.0, so he is really pushing that level. He's going to push the Japanese. Our next athlete here who we're getting a look at is from Cuba, Randy Jose Lerubel. Qualified in 4th to this final. He's a taller athlete. Has long, lean, a little more elegant lines. Makes all of his gymnastics very big. The taller you are, the higher you go. Cuban team is really, they go under the radar for most of the year. They don't show up to a lot of the World Cups. You don't get to see them at too many meets. But it's been impressive to see their team here. They've always had the goods, just haven't been able to quite put it together as a team to qualify to the Olympic Games. And that's what they're aiming for 2016 in Rio. There we go, the dismount, the triple twist. A little bit of leg form, a little bit scrappy.
That was the Cuba from Cuba de Cuba, Randy Jose Lerubel. Final score for Hipólito. Puntuación total para Hipólito.
Good effort there from Randy Jose Lerubel.
15,625.
But won't be able to touch Diego Hipólito from Brazil.
6.25.
Get a great look here on the slow-mo. That's his triple full dismount. You see the legs are a little bit crossed, a little bit scrappy. Just sitting down a little too much on that landing. Could have had his chest up a bit more and saved that hop. While we wait for his score, we'll focus in on our next athlete. This is Thomas Gonzalez from Chile. He's also a very seasoned competitor. Is a 2012 Olympian and Olympic finalist on the floor exercise and the vault. He also competed at the 2007 and 2011 Pan Am Games, which he says were a stepping stone for him towards his great Olympic success and World Championship success. He's really a fan favorite. And the reason for that is he's stylish, and he tries his best not to sacrifice that artistry for the difficulty. For any of you watching at home, you can follow along online. The hashtag on Twitter is PanAmGym. Also, the website is seniorpanamgymnastics.ca, and if you're here on the live webcast, you've probably already been there. But check it out and tweet. Let us know what you're thinking about Pan Am Gym. Thomas Gonzalez opens up with a double layout with a full twist. A little bit piked in the hips. He's so quick though, so dynamic. This is a great section of his routine. It's 2.5 to front double full on the side pass, making it look much too easy. Oh, got bucked out there a bit on that landing. Here's where he takes the time. Takes 2 seconds to point his toes and put his chest down in that split, and it just adds this beautiful, dynamic, creative aspect to his routine. Clean rollout, cleanest one in this whole competition. Whip the triple twist. Telemark landing as they would have in ski jumping. Just feet apart on the landing a little bit. Judges do want to see them land with feet within a couple inches of each other. Here we go. A great look at his tumbling ability. Gets a nice straight takeoff into the double front. Even points his toes. It's very classy gymnast. Motors back right after that pass and to a 2.5 twist punch front double twist. Look at the muscles in the legs. There's so much strain on these athletes' bodies. And here's that dismount. The whip back into a triple twist. Doesn't quite get the right set. Does have to land with his chest a bit low. But doesn't move his feet. Knows how to fight. By adding that whip back before the triple full, he is gaining some bonus points towards his difficulty score. The whip back is harder than a back handspring because your hands don't go on the ground. You don't get quite the same ability to push. You do have to be in the right position on that takeoff. So the judges, the difficulty judges, do take note of that and give it a bit of reward. Thomas Gonzalez he's 28 years old, has been around for quite some time, and he seems to be getting better the older he gets. It's exciting for the sport of gymnastics. And the score for Thomas Gonzalez came in as a 15.7. So he does beat Diego Hippolito. This is Sean Melton from the USA. 20 years old. Part of the Ohio State Gymnastics program. He's really a great all-arounder. 3rd place in the all-around here. It was the best finish for the USA. Nice handstand work. I love the US team, watching them train, watching them compete. They're very passionate. Really do put an emphasis on that team spirit. He doesn't quite have the same level of difficulty that we did see from Diego Hippolito or Thomas Gonzalez. Ends things there with a 2.5 twist. That is a D level element. Gymnasts are evaluated on their skills. Each evaluated either A, which would be the easiest, such as like a round off or a cartwheel, all the way up to an F. There's also some G elements. Right there, that's a double twist. Sort of mid-grade in the difficulty level. See there, doesn't quite have the refinement yet. Still working on it. Would love to see those legs glued together a bit more. Toes a little more pointed. But he's got a lot of potential for this American team to be able to help them. They do need someone solid on all 6 events, and Sean Melton is proving time and time again that he can go in the big meets and hit. Just to update you quickly on the standings, we have Thomas Gonzalez in 1st place with a 15.7. Diego Hippolito from Brazil is sitting in 2nd, 15.625. And Randy Jose Larubel from Cuba was affected by his difficulty, just 6.3. Just 6.3, I laughed. That's still a big difficulty score. But he's in 3rd place right now with a 14.5. As we wait for the score for Sean Melton to come up, we have CJ Maestas from the USA. He's very energetic, has a lot of energy everywhere he goes. He reminds me a lot of Canadian great gymnast Grant Golding. Has a lot of pep in his step. Really eager to be a good gymnast. Showing off some nice strength there. That's called a straight body planche. Presses right up into the handstand. Audience appreciates that. Very knowledgeable audience here at the Hershey Center. Lots of gymnastics fans. That's called a layout. Thomas does it very well. The bell rung. He has 10 seconds to finish up his routine. Full twisting double back. Just squeaks it in. 1 minute and 10 seconds goes by super fast. Especially when these guys are packing in so many passes. Here's a nice look at his opening line. That's a double twist and double back in the tuck position. Lands fully in control. That's planche press in slow motion. You can really see how difficult it is to move your body from dead pause all up into a handstand. And they're very nice technique on the rollout. Smooth as butter. The scores up for Sean Melton. It was a 14.6 with a difficulty level of 6.0, which puts him into third place at this point. Our leader is from Chile, Thomas Gonzalez. I'll go out on a limb and say that nobody else in this final is going to touch that score. But I've been wrong in the past. Our next athlete competing from Costa Rica is Tariq Soto Byfield. Big moment for him. One of his first opportunities to compete on a big podium and to compete in a final sort of situation where it's only you competing. Plays into your nerves. It plays a role. Sometimes you can feel like you get lost in the all-around competition where there's so many things happening at the same time, but in the apparatus finals, it's just you, spotlight shining down.
From Costa Rica. Tariq Soto Byfield.
Opens with a front handspring to front with a 2.5 twist. Nice Arabian double front pike. Gets great height. He's really figured out how to use this floor to his advantage. If you're tight on this brand of floor, it's called Gym Nova. If your body's really tight, it does shoot you up nice and high. If you're a little bit loose though, as in your core and your lower body, then it won't give you the lift and the height that you're expecting. They're a little short in the wide arm handstand. Judges want to see it be held for 2 seconds minimum. Does go out of bounds. On that front layout, 1/10 of a point will be taken off his execution score. Ends with a big Arabian double front. That's a risky dismount. Blind landing. Hard to do when your legs are tired. To give you a sense of the feeling you have at the end of a routine, it's like you've been running in sand for a minute and a half, trying to keep your feet up. Those legs are burning, full of lactic acid. Here we get a look at front double twist to front layout. Does land out of bounds, that 1 foot, 1/10 off the execution score. Here, nice dismount. Arabian double front. Solid landing. Score for CJ Maestas from the USA was a 14.825, which jumps him up the ladder into third place, currently in the standings. Gonzalez and Hippolito really are in a league of their own here on the floor exercise, scoring over 15.6, both of them. That is world class. That will get them into finals at World Championships most definitely. Our next competitor on a floor exercise, we're getting a look here at Jorge Alfredo Vega Lopez. He's from Guatemala. Not a gymnastics powerhouse, but a country that does produce from time to time athletes that have great potential, lots of spark. On the women's side right now, there is a female athlete that's also from Guatemala who's very strong. And we'll be seeing her in our uneven bar finals, I do believe. She's actually the alternate for the uneven bar finals, Ana Sofia Gomez. She is very good on the balance beam. Yesterday she rocked back handspring, back full. It's nice to see at these kind of competitions athletes that you don't know too much about. You get to see some new technique, some new style. Stepping onto the floor is Jorge Alfredo Vega Lopez. Nice opening line. Side pass there, front handspring, front 2.5. Wow, sky high on the Arabian double from Pike, but sloppy on the landing. Hopping around as if it's hot coals there on the floor exercise. Judges want to see you land fully in control. Thomas rollout skill. I think we've seen every guy do that. It's a popular one. Athletes are only allowed to roll out one time in their routines nowadays, so they try to maximize it. 1, 2. Just gets the 2 seconds in there on the wide arm handstand. Rushing a little bit. Whoa. Bit short on the triple full dismount. Fortunately, that wasn't the routine he was hoping for.
Artistic gymnastics in 2015. Tickets for all Pan Am Games events become available on September 15. 70% of them are $45 or less. Usted podrá volver para ver más sobre los gimnasia artística.
Opening pass. Front handspring double full. There's a look at the rollout. Whoa, a little bit rickety-rockety. His head will be feeling a little sore after that one. Bit of whiplash in there. He missed the set on the takeoff. Didn't quite have enough height in order to get 3 rotations around in that twist.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It just, they were using this for a while, so then I could show this course.
I just had to use it for a minute.
Switch over to...
The score for Tariq Soto Byfield from Costa Rica was a 14.225.
Score, puntuación, Vega Lopez, 13,975, 3,975.
Score for Jorge Alfredo
Du Brésil,
Vega
from Brazil,
Lopez
de Brasil,
was
Arthur Zanetti.
in front of me, but now it's gone, so I will update you with that in a moment. But our next competitor is Arthur Zanetti from Brazil. He's kind of a beast, has huge muscles, which usually affects an athlete's ability to tumble. Doesn't quite have the artistic flair, but he's the Olympic champion on rings, so he does have the strength. I'd like to see his thumb be placed in a little more in that hand stance, just to finish off the line. Arabian double front dismount. Hey, the ring guy can tumble. It's not as smooth and not as elegant as you see from Diego Hippolito or from Thomas Gonzalez. It's a little more hacky. He's using his strength to get around, but he does have quite a good level of difficulty. The qualification was at 6.4. I think it should be the same here. Such a powerhouse. Arabian double front dismount. Totally knows where he's at. So the score for Jorge Alfredo Vega Lopez from Guatemala was a 13.975 with that unfortunate fall. 1 point off of his score for the execution. He did have a 6.5 for his difficulty, so third highest difficulty so far, but that 13.975 does drop him into 7th place. Looking to beat Thomas Gonzalez was Arthur Zanetti. 15.7 is the score to beat.
For Arthur Zanetti, 15.075.
And the score is in for Arthur Zanetti. Difficulty score of 6.4, 15.075. So that puts him into 3rd place. On men's floor exercise, the final results from Chile, Thomas Gonzalez from Brazil in 2nd place with this 15.625, 0.75. Out of 1st place was Diego Hippolito, and in 3rd place from Brazil, the ringman, Arthur Zanetti.
Final. Accueillis les juges pour la finale au saut féminin. La oportunidad bienvenida a los jueces para la final en el salto de potro femenino.
We'll be back here to the Hershey Center at Mississauga, Ontario in just a few moments, where we will get underway with our women's vaulting final. Please stay with us.
Brésil, from Brazil, de Brasil, Isabel Cruz. Des États-Unis, from United States, Estados Unidos, Michaela Skinner. De Cuba, from Cuba, de Cuba, Yesenia Saskia Ferreira. Du Canada, from Canada, de Canada, Megan Chan. Du Mexique, from Mexico, de Mexico, Alexa Morena. From Puerto
Folks,
Rico,
welcome back to our coverage of the 2014 Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships. We're getting ready for the women's vault final.
De Cuba, from Cuba.
See the athletes getting introduced here. Strong field. And the lady to beat is in the pink there in the Under Armour, blonde hair. That is Michaela Skinner from the USA. She won the all-around competition yesterday and has really been a dominant force on vault here at the Pan Am Gymnastics Championships.
Joining us as the Pan American officials.
Competitor up is going to be
pour cette finale féminine de l'Union Panaméricaine de Gymnastique.
from Brazil, Isabel Cruz.
Autoridades de la Unión Panamericana de Gimnasia Femenina. President of the Women's Artistic Gymnastics Technical Committee, coordinador del Comité Técnica de Gimnasia Artística Femenina, Naomi Valenzo.
The Brazilian team is undergoing some major change. They've brought in head coach of the Russians, Alexander Alexandrov. He's been there for just about a year, and he's really got a plan to help transform this Brazilian team. You can see the team here is looking very fit, really lean and strong and ready to fight. They had a great effort yesterday in the team competition, did come second as a team. Had a bit of a disastrous bar rotation, so they could have even been higher up and challenged the Americans even more if they could have put bars together. But here's an athlete that did contribute to that team in a big way, Isabel Cruz. She did qualify 8th to this final, so we're not really thinking she's going to make too big of an impact. But a clean Yurchenko 1.5 twist. Athletes in this final are going to perform 2 different vaults. They have to be from different families. That was from the Yurchenko family. Does a round off onto the board. Back handspring onto the horse. And a 1.5 twist off. Those legs were glued together. There's 2 vaults in this final. Each vault is scored individually, but then the average of the 2 scores is how you determine the final results. Gymnastics in Brazil is big time. It's a heavily popular sport. You have such great athletes like Diego Hippolito, Daniele Hippolito, you have Jade Barbosa, you have Diane Dos Santos, who really started the Brazilian obsession with this sport back in 2003 when she won
Deuxième
the
saut,
first
second vault, segundo
World
salto.
Championship gold medal for a
Isabelle
Brazilian
Cruz.
athlete when she won the floor exercise. And since then, it's just been very, very popular. Getting prepped here for the second vault. It's a front handspring from Pike with a half out. Steps out of the corridor there. Has a little bit of a direction problem. If you step out to the side, 1 foot on that red line, that is 1/10 of a deduction. Now the one to beat on this apparatus, and perhaps at the World Championships this fall in China. Has really been making a name for herself. This is Michaela Skinner. She's a powerhouse. One of my favorite things about her is to watch her run down the vault runway.
14,325.
She's so small. She really is like a pint size, but she packs so much turbo speed and power in the way that she runs. It's almost like she's going from 0 to 60 in 3.5. Michaela is capable of a Yurchenko with a 2.5 twist. Here she just did a Yurchenko with a double twist in the qualification. I saw her warm that up as well today, so I think that's what she'll be performing. But it's her first vault. It's a Yurchenko style vault, but it does a half turn onto the horse. So she'll round off onto the board, do a half turn onto the horse. It happens very fast. And then she pushes off and does a front with a 1.5 twist. Judges are standing so they can get the best view possible. Very clean landing. An excellent vault from Michaela. There's a bit of controversy to this vault that she does. Some are saying she doesn't get a full half turn in before she hits the horse. We'll get a really good look at it here. Very powerful and dynamic. Gets those knees up so nice and high on the run. Here you go. She does a half turn and just barely touches that first hand. While we wait, hopefully we can get another look at a slow motion replay of her contacting that horse. So here we go, half turn on, barely gets that right hand onto the horse, and the judges do want to see the half turn, equal weight on both hands, push off, flip, twist. She kind of half turns on, barely sticks one hand on, and then kind of swipes it along the side. It's very similar, in fact, to her double twisting, double layout, what she does on the floor exercise. They do give her credit for it. 6.4 the difficulty score, 15.2 on that first vault. Getting ready for second vault, you see there, 4-3-4. That will be a Yurchenko with a double twist. Clean as your house after the maids come. She is, well, powerful and strong, and she's very precise. But it is that first vault I would really recommend she get a little more contact with the second hand, because at the World Championship level the judges might question it, but there no room for error. Just a small slide back. She's really learned how to minimize the the deductions on the landing.
Combined score 15.037.
Second.
De Cuba,
The average
Cuba,
of the two vaults for Michaela.
Yesenia Saskia Ferreira.
15.037. Our next athlete here is Yesenia Ferreira from Cuba. Lands very short. I think she needs to work out more. I think her abs need to be more defined than that. Just joking. Lend me some of those, please. Cuban athletes look very fit here. And she's one of the young athletes we should be talking about a lot. Good all around, very, very powerful. Does have a nice body line. Sometimes you can see athletes who are just powerful like her kind of lose their form a bit, have a bit bent legs, flex feet, but they've worked hard to refine her form. But unfortunately there on the first vault she did land short and touch her hands down. That will count as a fall. 1.0 off the score. You see the numbers behind her? That's the numbers of her vault. That way the judges can get a bit of a sense of what she'll be doing so they can know what to judge. It happens so quickly.
Score. Deuxième saut, second vault. Yesenia Saskia Ferreira.
Yesenia Ferreira from Cuba. Second vault will be a half on to a double twist. Good for her. That's a difficult vault for the women to do. This vault table is 10 centimeters lower than the men. To get the dynamic pop off the horse,
First score for Yesenia, 14.50.
seems to be harder to get the lift and the height required from that round-off entry to do the double twist. On the Yurchenko it's a little bit easier because you aren't twisting on the takeoff. You don't have to convert that energy from a twisting energy to a flipping energy. On the Yurchenko you just round off, back handspring, reach back, pull, set and twist. But on that half on does add a little bit of extra element. Score for Yesenia on her first vault was a 14.15. That difficulty score was a 6.2, so the maximum score she could have got was a 16.2. Of course, the difficulty score is unlimited, and the execution score is out of a 10, and they add them both together at the end of the day, and that's how you get your final score, 14.15. So that fall definitely affected her. Getting a look here at Canada's Megan Chant. She's the only Canadian we'll see featured in the apparatus finals here at the Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships. This vault final is the only final she'll be featured in, so for those Canadian fans watching, this is your chance to pull out your Maple Leafs and cheer real loud. Standing at the end of the vault runway is always a little bit of a test of your mental strength. Gymnastics is one of those funny sports where you don't get to go when you're ready to go. You go when the judge tells you it's time to go. And you get used to that through the years. Someone like Megan has a lot of experience. Now one of the more experienced members of this Canadian team. She was 4th on vault at the Commonwealth Games just recently in Glasgow. She competed at the World Championships in 2013 in Antwerp, Belgium. Is looking to play a key role for the Canadian team at the World Championships coming up in 2014 here in Nanning, China. But here the Canadian women did have a disappointing finish. They were 5th place. Many expected them to come higher, especially after their great success in London in 2012. Thinking that that was a bit of momentum, a bit of what was to be in the future, but it wasn't the strongest team for Canada. They left two of their top athletes, Isabella Onishko and Ellie Black, were left at home to rest and recover for the World Championships. And the status of Victoria Moores, who's one of Canada's Olympians from 2012, is kind of unknown. Had struggled in the gym, wasn't in full preparation for the Commonwealth Games, so was replaced by Victoria Kayam-Wu. But at this point, there's been no formal announcements as to where she's at. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of a break to rest, recover, and re-motivate yourself. So we do wish her well. A long wait here for Megan Chant. Judges are supposed to be faster than this, folks. At their international judging courses, they have 30 seconds to get their score in, and well, we just waited for 5 minutes. So if I was the boss, I'd be giving them trouble.
Prochaine gymnaste du Canada, next from Canada.
All right, the score is in for Yesenia Ferreira. The average was a 14.4, which puts her in to 2nd place at this point. Canada's Megan Chant on vault. Suk with a full twist. Does a very beautiful jump out of it. That jump should not have happened, though. At least she pointed her toes. Trains at World Class Gymnastics, has 2 incredible coaches, Cristina Bontaș, one of Romania's best ever gymnasts from the early 90s, and Gabi Tantaru, Christina's husband. Megan had good clean form on that vault. She is very, very powerful and dynamic. Nice clean form in the air, and even points her toes on the jump. That'll be about a 3/10 deduction for the hop. Otherwise, that should be quite a high execution score. It was very clean.
14.4. 14.4. Deuxième saut, second vault.
Quick and easy. The judges got that score developed very quickly. Now for her 2nd vault, Megan Chant from Canada. Good, clean. A little bit low in that vault. Looking for the gymnast to block off the horse and create some height. She kind of skims across. Like when I go golfing, my golf balls, after a drive, skim across when they should float and fly off the club. Powerful one, but watch the heels. They really drive forward. Arms bent a little bit on the horse. It's better than I've seen her do in the past, in fact, but still, if she could keep her body position a little bit straighter on that takeoff and hit the front of the horse a little bit more, I think she could get some more block up into the air and perhaps wrap another half or another full twist into that vault. Our next athlete is one of the more smiling athletes here at the Pan Am Championships. This is Alexa Marina. She is a vault finalist from the 2011 World Championships, and she'll be featured in the bar final here today as well. Don't blink in this run. Her legs are... they move 2 times as fast as everybody else. Doesn't quite get it around there. Was going for something big. Front handspring, front layout with 1.5 twists. It's a difficult vault. So much has to happen in a very minimal amount of time.
962. 13.962.
Very powerful athlete. Nice run. Just lacking a little bit of height. I'm not laughing at her, I'm laughing at her amazing effort. It's so inspiring. Just doing everything she can to keep those feet and hands from touching the floor, but at a certain point, gravity takes over. If your shoulders are leaning too far down, well, you kind of face plant onto the mat. She does get a second vault here. It's another big one. The difficulty level is 6.0. You see 3, 3, 4. That means she's going to do that half on to double twist off. Does have to be extremely explosive. Doesn't have the energy today.
Premier saut, first vault, primer salto para Alexa, 13.45. 13.45.
Really powerful. She looks like she could be a great hurdler, actually. Right there, half on, good angle, just doesn't quite get the block push off the horse, the extension and the stretch she needs before she pulls into the twist to get her chest up on the landing. When the athletes are competing on the podium here, the raised level, the raised surface, it does give them a little bit of extra oomph, but sometimes it makes your run feel a little bit weird as well. You feel a little more bouncy on your run, and just you don't quite get the approach that you'd like. But the athletes also have had a few days to practice here and train. Most of these participants have been here since Monday or Tuesday. And this is sort of the test event for the Pan Am Games that will happen in July of 2015. Although they won't be in this venue, the Hershey Center in Mississauga. They're going to be held at a different venue closer to downtown Toronto, the Ricoh Center. All right, a look here at our first look at a Puerto Rican athlete, Nicole Vasquez. Really impressed in the qualifying with the Puerto Rican girls on vault. Not ultra difficult. Start value on that is a 5.0.
Score for
Let's see if she does keep
Alexa
her hips
Moreno.
open enough to count as a layout.
Final score.
Ooh, that's close. The judges might give her a layout, which would up that difficulty value, but it, in my opinion, it was piked. In order to get the layout credit from me, you need to have your hips open right after the point of contact, basically down to the floor. If they pike at 90 degrees at any point, I don't count it as a layout. But I'm not the one wearing the fancy suit.
Deuxième saut, second vault, segundo salto. Nicole Vasquez.
First score 13.825. Getting ready for her second effort here. A little bit off. Something didn't feel right on the run. The athletes are allowed to approach and not touch the springboard. It always is hard to walk back though and regroup. We call it balking. Perhaps she made a good choice there. Sometimes you'll see a gymnast run down and all of a sudden something's just a bit off. They have their run completely choreographed. It's time. They know exactly where they start. They have 25 meters to run. Some of them start at 23.72. It's a small step or a big step on your first running step, and then usually about 11 to 13 steps for that run. But it just has to feel right, the way it does at home. Yurchenko double twist for that second vault. Puerto Rico was 9th as a team here, qualifying just 2 athletes. It's a good block off. Could have been a little more dynamic with her snap down of her feet before that twist. This is Dovelis Torres from Cuba. The things you tell yourself before you vault are always different for each athlete, but most times it's reminding yourself to be strong, to be dynamic. You feel a lot of adrenaline before you compete. And your hands and feet get sweaty. That's why they have the chalk beside the vault runway. And you have to keep reminding yourself of those special cues. A lot of the athletes do have keywords that they use. Try to keep it simple. Try to get yourself pumped up and motivated. It's like a fighter before they go into the ring.
Summer of 2015. Don't miss out and sign up at toronto2015.org from your smartphone or computer. Don't forget to check out the 2014 Senior Pan American Championships merchandise available at the main entrance and gate A of the arena. No te olvides de visitar la tienda oficial del Campeonato Panamericano de Gimnasia 2014. Ya se encuentran disponibles los artículos de este campeonato. La tienda se encuentra en la entrada principal, puerta A.
Okay, I have a scoreboard in front of me here. The quick rundown of the placings. Michaela Skinner is in first place so far with a 15.037 average. We have Yesenia Ferreira from Cuba with a 14.4. That puts her in second place at the moment. We have Megan Chant from Canada is sitting in third place with a 13.962. We have from Brazil, Isabel Cruz, 13.887 in fourth place, and Nicole Vasquez from Puerto Rico is currently in fifth. The average hasn't come in. That second score hasn't come in for the second vault, but with a score of a 13.45 is Alexa Morena from Mexico. So the score to beat is a 15.037 from Michaela Skinner. Little bit of controversy on the second vault here. Not too sure what the controversy is about. She did do a Yurchenko double twist, landed on her feet and put her hands down. Perhaps the judges are saying that her knees or her hands hit before her feet did, and therefore perhaps a zero vault. Or maybe they're saying that she ran down and because her foot touched the green round-off mat, that they'll want to declare it as a zero. My personal philosophy, always in the benefit of the gymnast, always in the benefit of the athlete. Okay, they did give her a score. She did get a 5.8 star value, 12.175 for the score. Her average, 13.0, which puts her into sixth place at the moment. Alright, after a long wait, we have Dovelis Torres from Cuba.
Prochaine concurrente, Dovelis Torres Herrero, Cuba.
Yurchenko double twist. Runs with authority. She's definitely a powerhouse, has a very commanding presence in the gym. Don't want to get knocked out by those fists, that's for sure. Pretty good form in the air. All right. Quick score coming up there, 13.0 from the judges. Second vault. Nice and clean, front handspring, front tuck with a full twist.
Dovelis scored 14.375 on her first vault.
Dovelis Torres from Cuba. Score on her first vault was a 14.375. It's a 5.8 for the difficulty. And here on the second vault, ooh, legs bent right off the board. would like to see them straight until she makes contact with the horse. The judges will be taking that into account and applying about a 3 to 5/10 deduction for those bent knees off of the board. I like to say it's a vaulting competition, not a cannonball competition. The best vaulters in the world are able to translate that forward momentum into upward momentum. Someone that always comes to mind when I think of vault, two athletes from the US, Felicia Sacramone and Michaela Maroney. Both of them have a keen ability to be able to turn that energy from the run into an explosion off of the horse. It's almost like none of the kinetic energy is lost. It's just moving from forward direction into an upward direction. Okay, our last competitor on women's vault trying to beat the US's Michaela Skinner is Paula Mejias from Puerto Rico. Needs to be a 15.037. Front handspring, front tuck with a half. I do believe that was a mistake. In qualification she did that with a full twist.
Puntuación final, Torres Herrero, 14.112. Final score for Torres Herrero, 14.112.
Final score for Develis Torres was a 14.112, which slides her into medal standing. Puts her in third right now. Michaela Skinner, 15.037, is in first place. And in second is Yesenia Ferreira from Cuba, sitting at 14.4. Bit of feet form. Point those toes, girl. Big step over to the side with the one leg. I think there's a bit of air confusion. But here, 3-3-4. This is becoming a popular vault, and it's one that not too many females have done. Half on, double full off, does it like a boss. Good for her. Suk double full. There's a handful of female gymnasts that have really done it. You know, back to the day of Elena Zamolodchikova, and we have had a few other champions in the past who have performed that vault. But really, I think it's becoming one of the new trends in the sport. It does have a big difficulty level, 6.0. Right from the board, she keeps her body line nice and straight. Really doesn't maneuver it too much in the air. There's not too much waving happening. Lands standing up nice and straight. Small directional problem, but doesn't go over the line. Lots of conversation happens with your coach before and after your competition. Always reevaluating, always reflecting.
Final score, Mejias, puntuación final, 13.812, 13.812.
Okay. And the final score there for Paula Mejias is up. The difficulty value was 6.0, maximum score 16, 14.6 for that vault. Don't know where the judges found that many deductions, but that puts her in 6th place, 13.812. So the final results are up on the board here for the women's vault. In first place, no big surprise, Michaela Skinner from the USA, 15.037. That's a big score, folks. That's going to put her in contention for a World Championship medal on this event. We have in second place Yesenia Ferreira from Cuba. In third place, Develis Torres from Cuba. So there you go. 2 Cubans and 1 American on the podium here. Canada's Megan Chant, the only Canadian here in the apparatus finals, is in 4th place with a 13.962. Well, after the first 2 events, we're going to do some awards. We have our medalists here for the men's floor exercise, and we'll have the medalists for the women's vault being presented as well. And while these awards ceremonies happen, folks, I'm going to take a quick break from the mic, and I'll join you back as we prepare for our next final, which will be the men's pommel horse. Please stay with us. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
Conseiller et maire par intérim de la ville de Mississauga, Councilor and acting mayor of the city of Mississauga, el alcalde interino de la ciudad de Mississauga, Chris Fonseca. Troisième et médaillé de bronze. Second and third and bronze medalist. Tercero et médaillista de bronce. Du Brésil, from Brazil, Arthur Zanetti. Deuxième et médaillé d'argent. Second and silver medalist. Segundo et médaillista de plata. Du Brésil, from Brazil, de Brasil, Diego Hipólito. Premier médaillé d'or et champion au sol. First gold medalist and floor champion. Primero medallista de oro y campeón en el piso. Du Chili, from Chile, de Chile, Tomás González. Algunos minutos buscamos para la himno de Chile. l'hymne national du Chili, to his national anthem. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Men's pommel judges, please go to the marshalling area now. Los jueces por los arzones, favor de ir al área de espera, por favor. Accueillez maintenant vos gagnantes au saut. Please welcome your winners for the women's vault. Dar la bienvenida a las ganadoras para la final de potro de salto. Troisième et médaillé de bronze, third and bronze medalist. Tercera y medallista de bronce. De Cuba, Dovelis Elena Torres Herrero, with a score of 14.112. Deuxième et médaillé d'argent, second and silver medalist. Segunda y medallista de plata. De Cuba, Yesenia Saskia Ferreira Núñez, score of 14.4. Première, médaillée d'or et championne au saut. First, gold medalist and vault champion. Primera, medallista de oro y campeona en el salto de potro. Des États-Unis, from United States, de Estados Unidos, Michaela Skinner, with a score of 15.037. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national du pays gagnant. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the winning country. Señoras y señores, favor de ponerse de pie por el himno nacional de Estados Unidos, United States, États-Unis. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Congratulations. Felicidades. Mesdames et messieurs, accueillez les juges pour la finale aux arçons. Please welcome the judges for the pommel horse final. Favor de dar la bienvenida a los jueces para la final en los arzones. Accueillez maintenant les athlètes. Please welcome your finalists. Vamos a dar bienvenidas a los finalistas. Les finalistes sont, los finalistas son, the finalists are, de Puerto Rico, Alexander Rodriguez.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2014 Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships from the Hershey Center in Mississauga, Ontario. We're back with our apparatus finals coverage. We have coming up for you now the pommel horse apparatus. We have 8 finalists. We have from Puerto Rico, Alexander Rodriguez. From Brazil, Francesco Barreto. From USA, Sean Melton. Puerto Rico's Luis Riviera. We have Johnny Munoz from Colombia. From Mexico, we have Danielle Corral Barron, who is also our top qualifier. From the USA, we have Marvin Kimball. And from Colombia, we have the all-around champion here from the 2014 Senior Pan Am Gymnastics Championships, Yosemar Calvo. So a very good lineup. Strong representation from all of the different countries, and we have a World Championship medalist in the lineup here. We have Daniel Corral Baron from Mexico, who came second place at the World Championships last year in Antwerp, Belgium. He really is a very special pommel horse worker, and we'll see him sixth up here in the final. Had to do a little bit of counting there. So our first athlete getting ready to rock and roll, to swing and flare, to scissor and travel is Alexander Rodriguez from Puerto Rico. Had a difficulty score of 5.6, comes into this final ranked in 8th place. Has a real pommel horse body type. Nice long arms, long legs, pretty lean. Allows him to push and get his body much above that pommel horse. Breaking into his scissor sequence, would like to see a little more amplitude on those. A little bit flat. The Puerto Rican team had a team member go down with sickness, Tommy Ramos, so they competed in this team competition without him. Alex Rodriguez, definitely the leader of the team here on pommel horse. Hits his routine well, but wasn't the flashiest. Lots of young fans here in the audience. Man, they love that interaction with some of these international stars. Lots of autographs have been given out and lots of next generation athletes inspired. To put into perspective, a good score on this event is somewhere within that 15.6 to 16 range. The World Championship currently is Kohei Kameyama from Japan. Scored a 15.8 there at the World Championships with a 7.0 difficulty. So Rodriguez had in the qualifying a 5.6 level of difficulty, so he's about 1.4 off. Of course, the athletes gain those difficulty points by traveling up and down the horse, by doing intricate one pommel elements, by doing something called a Russian element, where their body spins around their hands while their hands stay sort of in the same center of the horse. Big trend in gymnastics that I think we'll be seeing over the next year. The British team's already doing it. They're doing the flares on the horse up into a handstand and then coming back down and continuing their routine. It's so appreciated by the audience and ultra difficult. Again, if you want to follow along on Twitter, we have hashtag PanAmGym. You can go to the website seniorpanamgymnastics.ca. Or you can tweet me at Kyle Shu, and we'll keep the conversation going and do the best that we can to talk great things about gymnastics. Here we have Francesco Barreto Jr. from Brazil. Really broad shoulders, really quite a tall athlete, and has a great mastery of pommel horse. There's a look at those Russian type of elements. The team has been injected with some new energy from coach Vladimir Vakin, who used to coach former Soviet great, or Belarusian great, Ivan Ivankov, and coached Australian great Philip Rizzo, and now he's in Brazil helping them grow their program. And Francesco Barreto Jr. is one of the athletes that they're priming for those Rio Games. I've talked to the Brazilian team on numerous occasions here, and they're getting very excited. They can feel the hype starting to build in Rio. A lot of them do live in Rio or are from there originally, so it's quite the excitement and energy that is building towards those games. I've competed in Brazil in my life, and it's a place that celebrates sport. They definitely have a lot of noise, a lot of volume to their competitions. The score for Alexander Rodriguez from Puerto Rico was in, and he had a difficulty value of a 6.0. So he went up a bit from the qualifying, and his score was a 14.75. So that is the score to beat at this point. Again, keep in mind, anywhere around that 15-8, 15-7 range is going to be world class. It's going to get you into a final at World Championships. The 16 is the new 10, I gotta say. Many of us are confused by the new scoring system. How does it work? What is a good score? We don't remember. I always try to keep that rule of thumb in my mind. 16, that is good. That is high quality. That is world class.
$14.3 the score for Francisco.
The score is in for Francisco Barreto, 14.3, so that puts him into second place at this point. Mounting the pommel horse, or the pig as they call it, is Sean Melton. Doing a nice smooth routine here. Nice scissor up into the handstand. Doesn't break at all. Keeps it flowing nicely. I want to see his hips be a little more open. They are slightly piked, but this American team does not, something that the rest of the world doesn't, and that's fight. They have grit. They will not give up. It's a no give up attitude and approach. Nice, right up into the handstand. Smooth as butter.
Sean Melton.
Getting a look at U.S. teammates there. On the far left was Eddie Penev, who did have a very scary and serious knee injury here on the vault. I haven't had a chance to confirm, but I do believe it was an ACL injury.
Vous souhaitez avoir aussi Pierre-Alec Pachi. Habillez-vous maintenant en couleur des Jeux panaméricains et parapanaméricains de 2015 à Toronto. Les vêtements offerts et les articles de la collection sont déjà disponibles sur le site de la boutique officielle à l'adresse shop.toronto2015.
You see the chain down through the center of the pommel horse area. That keeps it locked and loaded to the podium. The athletes are putting so much pressure and torque that sometimes that pommel horse can start a rocking and rolling. You don't want to get bucked off. So having it chained down to the podium keeps it nice and sturdy and steady. Pommel horse is a really interesting event based on the physics of it. It's all about momentum and it's about centripetal force. As soon as you get that swing going, if you just keep a tight body position, opening in your hips and your chest a little bit in the front of the swing, and then slightly closing your chest in the back, leaning from side to side, it's all about those perfect angles. If you can figure that out, then the pommel horse swing is really based on momentum. You'll see some athletes, myself included, who try too hard to make the pommel horse circle happen, and that's where you get in trouble when you're working too hard. You should be able to almost breathe and have a conversation and talk throughout the routine so that you don't use too much of that muscle power. It's more of the endurance that you're interacting with.
In other words, it will play any record.
Current leader is Alexander Rodriguez from Puerto Rico, 14.75. Second place is Francesco Barreto Jr., 14.3. And the score is in for Sean Melton, a difficulty score of 6.0, 14.550. So that will put him into second place. We have Luis Rivera representing Puerto Rico. This team is gunning for full team at the Olympic Games in 2016, and of course the way they're going to do that is by qualifying top 24 at this World Championships and top 8 at the World Championships in 2015 in Glasgow. He's working with great speed here. Let's see if he can keep it up. Doesn't have a typical body type for a good pommel horse worker. He's a little bit shorter, a little more stocky, but those hands are moving faster than I've ever seen them move. Great fight. Shoulders were completely off. He should not have been able to save that, but he kept believing. A lot of team camaraderie. Train together quite often. In fact, I think the Puerto Rican team is together 95% of the time. So you have a sense of feeling and importance for your teammates. You want them to hit. You know, it's important for your chances as well. If as a team you can come together and really put things together, then you have a greater chance for success at the World Championship level. If you just tuned in, this is a qualifier for the Pan Am Games, which will be happening in Toronto next summer from July 10th through to the 26th of 2015 in downtown Toronto. And the top 8 teams here qualified. From there, teams 9 to 12 get to send 2 athletes, and a bunch of all-around qualifiers made it as well. Team USA did win the team competition, and Yosemar Calvo from Colombia won the all-around. And today is the apparatus finals. It doesn't count towards that qualification, but it's a great chance to get in front of the judges and to compete. There's something different between an athlete and a competitor. And when you raise your hand like that, telling the judges time for you to go, well, you got to have the mental capacity to hit when it counts. Here we have Johnny Munoz from Colombia. Steps his hand down there on the scissor to handstand. That will be a slight deduction. Like this, right here, triple Russian in between the pommel horse. Oh, executing so well, but just hit his knee on the end of the horse. And when your momentum gets stopped, it's like hitting a brick wall. Pretty hard to pick up from a dead stop. He has an awesome stretch, almost arched in those pommel horse circles. You can see some Chinese influence in his swinging ability. The Chinese really have pioneered that technique. And they're needed to do an extra half pirouette and come off on the other side to get full credit for that dismount. He will still get a dismount value, but it will not be what he was hoping or expecting. So Johnny came into this pommel horse final ranked in 7th place. Has a difficulty value of a 6.4. That will be downgraded a bit here, I do believe, if all things go according to what the judges saw. And he did score 14.45, so he does show great potential though. Nice stretch circles, really awesome speed on the Russian element. The score for Luis Riviera, difficulty was a 6.2, 14.7, which puts him into 2nd place at this time. So Alexander Rodriguez from Puerto Rico still winning, still in 1st place. Luis Rivera, Puerto Rico, has secured the top 2 spots at this point. He's had a 14.7 in 2nd place, and then in 3rd we have Sean Melton from the USA with a 14.55. With the fall, that's 1 point off the execution score. So, unfortunately, Johnny Munoz will not be beating that score.
The score for Johnny Munoz, 13.825.
Score for Johnny Munoz was a 13.825. Drops him to the bottom of the standings at this point. Our next competitor, someone you should get very excited about. This is Danielle Corral-Baron, silver medalist at the World Championships on pommel horse. Did win gold on the pommel horse in the 2011 Pan Am Games as well. Look at the toe point, look at the straight legs. And he's got big level of difficulty. 6.6 he was at in the qualification. He's got good stretch right here. Beautiful travel using the pommels in that Russian travel. Makes it even more difficult. Excellent. Daniel Corral Baron from Mexico. Qualified first into this final. That should retain his placing, absolutely.
Games are looking for enthusiastic volunteers to share their passion for sport. But the best from the Americas and the Caribbean arrive.
He is something special. Has also a great ability on the parallel bars. Scored a 14.9 in qualification. Was tied with Marvin Kimball here from the USA. Looking to beat a 14.75 from Alexander Rodriguez. The score for Daniel Corral. Baron, sorry. He had a difficulty level of a 6.1, so he didn't get the same level of difficulty as he had in the qualifying, but a 15.25 jumps him up the ladder into first place. This is Marvin Kimball from the USA. A very promising junior athlete for many years, and now jumping into the senior ranks. This is one of his first big senior international meets. Trains at Swiss Turner's Gymnastics with Andre Kahn. It's the home gym, the original gym of the Hahn brothers, Paul and Morgan. Nice travel there. It was a little bit off, but pulls his hips back right in line. He's collecting his difficulty points by traveling up and down these horses. And you see small little errors, little brushes, but he's fighting. Little delayed there. May not get credit for the dismount. We'll have to see what the judge's opinion is. I'd give him credit, but I'd take about a 3/10 deduction for the big delay. He was a bit of a wild child when he was a kid. Taught himself a backflip in his backyard, and that's when his mom realized, I gotta put this son of mine into gymnastics. And had some time. It took him some time to figure out the discipline required in order to be a great gymnast, but man, has he had some great success. And I think his most amazing attribute or quality is his hunger. His hunger for success. He wants to be great so bad. You can see it in the way he trains, the way he competes. He's got a very strong mind, and at just 18 years old, the future is so bright for the USA's Marvin Kimball.
Contribuez à l'histoire en aidant aux préparatifs et inscrivez-vous sur le site toronto2015.org/FR.
Marvin qualified tied for first, but did come in second on the official start order determinators. But really, really high quality work. He has a nice level of difficulty, 6.6. Again, world class. Around that 7.0 difficulty is great. Scoring anywhere around that 15.7, 15.8. That's gonna get you a world championship medal. And at 15.25, our leader currently is Daniel Corral Barron from Mexico at a 15.25. The score is up for Marvin Kimball, 6.6 difficulty, 14.775. So that puts him into second place currently, with just one competitor left. Our all-around champion here at the Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships for 2014, Yosimar Calvo from Colombia. Well, a little too muscly in those, in my opinion. Needs to be a little smoother on the execution. But here's that new trend internationally, going up into the handstand. Again, he does it. But he's not making it look like it's supposed to look. It's a little choppy. It's supposed to look more seamless, more effortless. The best guys in the world from Britain who are doing it are just making it look like it's a part of the routine, a part of the movement. Hand slip. A little breakdance move. He's got great potential. He's incredible on all of the events, all across the board. Does have really high levels of difficulty. It's just cleaning it up now, making things seem a little more effortless, making things seem a little more fluid. Ends with a nice dismount, flare up to handstand.
That was our last finalist on pommel horse. C'était le dernier finaliste aux
He was our final finalist. And with that fall, that 1 point off of his execution score, he is not going to be able to climb up into the top 3. So, the order for the medal podium. In first place from Mexico, Daniel Corral Barron, 15.25. We have Marvin Kimball, 14.775, with a big level of difficulty, 6.6. And in third place with a 6.0 difficulty, the final score being a 14.725, is Alexander Rodriguez from Puerto Rico. I'll update you on the score for Yosimar Calvo when we return to our coverage of the 2014 Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships here from the Hershey Center in Mississauga, Ontario. We'll be back with women's uneven bar finals in just a moment. Please stay with us.
Accueillez maintenant vos finalistes. Let's welcome your finalists. Dar la bienvenida a las finalistas en las barras asimétricas. Score for Yosimar Calvo, 14.3. Les finalistes sont, your finalists are, las finalistas son, du Brésil, from Brazil, do Brasil, Maria Cecilia Cruz. From United States of America, Ashton Locklear. De Colombia, Marcela Sandoval. From United States of America, Madison Koshen. Do Brasil, Leticia Costa. De México, Alexa Moreno. De México, Atsiri Sandoval. Y de Venezuela, Jessica Lopez.
And welcome back to our coverage of the 2014 Senior Pan Am Gymnastics Championships. We're getting ready for the women's uneven bar final, but before we get going, just remember you can follow us on Twitter. The hashtag we're using is PanAmGym. Please give us your comments and feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And also you can visit seniorpanamgymnastics.ca for the results and the latest up-to-date information. And I'll do my best here to update you on scores. Just going back to a promise that I gave you before the quick break. The score for Yosimar Calvo from Colombia was a 14.3 on men's pommel horse. And now we're getting ready to go into the women's uneven bar finals. Our first competitor from Brazil, we have Maria Cecilia Cruz. She's competing, qualifying 8th place into the finals, and the Brazilian team did struggle on uneven bars in the team final. They were so hot leading up. Right there, big mistake, wanted to make her way over. Oh, there we go. Just didn't make her way over on the blind change, had to bend her knees, then had to make some adjustments, and sometimes your mind starts going really, really fast in that moment that happens. Therefore, she didn't quite get her heels up enough on the Jaeger, and therefore missed it. Double front dismount. The Brazilian team does have all the makings of a great team. They really have great body lines. They are looking very fit at the moment. Coach Alexander Alexandrov, who was formerly with Russia, now with Brazil, and he's put in a new conditioning plan and is really trying to get them into shape. Now the first big test for Brazil is going to be at the World Championships. They narrowly qualified to the Olympic Games in London by just coming 12th place in the final at the Olympic test event. And at that test event, well, there was 4 spots available and they did come 4th. So therefore, the top 8 teams qualified at the Worlds prior, and the top 4 teams at that test event did qualify. So Brazil just snuck in there. And they were so overwhelmed and so overjoyed just by making it. But I think for Rio, they definitely want to make that team final. They want to be top 8 as a team. I think a medal is out of reach. You have great countries like Romania, like Russia, like China, and countries like the USA. And speaking of USA, we're going to use that as a segue. Here we have our next competitor. This is Ashton Locklear. From the USA, she is a bar specialist, and she trains at Everest Gymnastics in Hamlet, North Carolina. And this competition is actually her senior international debut. She is breaking into the scene and really making a reputation for herself as a consistent competitor. This routine it's not flashy. It's almost like she's in autopilot. I haven't seen her make a mistake this whole week. She just hits routine after routine after routine, but she's got a big level of difficulty. Hits those handstands nicely. She does keep her composure throughout the routine. Right here, getting a nice look at her first combination. Back and forth, just like she's in a pinball machine. Just executing like she does, day in, day out. Toes up on that full twisting double back. Nails that routine. Looking a little bit timid here. When she's on the bars, she looks comfortable. Everywhere else, she seems to be just very stoic, very focused athlete. That routine, I would like to say, is more of a stock routine. It doesn't have anything flashy. It's got a big difficulty level, 6.5. She scores up in the 15s, and you know, the world champion from last year, Huang Huidan from China, scored a 15.4. She had a 6.6 difficulty level, so she definitely has the ability and potential, and I'm sure she'll be on the world championship team for the USA. Considered as a bar specialist, they need her score, but I would like to see her add one element that just takes your breath away, where you're like, wow, that was so awesome, that release skill was so high. It's not quite there yet. I know she's got it in her back pocket, and I can't wait to see that day she unveils something. The U.S. approach is consistency. Coach Marta Caroli and the national team staff, they're looking at girls, women that can hit. Can you go into the competition time after time after time and hit your routine under the biggest pressure situation, under the lights, when it really matters? Because at the end of the day, gymnastics isn't about winning training, it's about winning the competition. The score for Maria Cecilia Cruz from Brazil was 11.075. Ashton Locklear, second competitor up, and her score is
6.75.
Now up, and her score is a 15.
La siguiente finalista, la prochaine finaliste, the next finalist de Colombia, Marcela Sandoval.
Was a... Sorry folks, I'll update you with the score in a moment. Our next competitor here is Marcela Sandoval from Colombia. Little form, a little bit of leg separation. Want to see her glue those legs together. A nice routine from Marcela Sandoval. Not the same quality as we just saw from Ashton Locklear, but a nice level of difficulty. Should be up around that 5.0 range. Now Ashton Locklear's score is in at a 14.675. Still puts her in first place, but the difficulty value that they gave her here today was a 6.1. Perhaps not giving her credit for one of her skills that she missed a handstand on. if I could only get into the minds of the judges and hear the conversations as to why I thought it all looked good, but from their angle they saw something I didn't from the television. That 14.675 is still a big score, but there is someone in this competition right here. This is Madison Koshin from the USA, who scored a 14.75 in the qualification. Did come into this final in second place, so does have potential to beat Ashton. Shall I say, score higher than Ashton. The score for Marcela Sandoval is 12.675. Puts her in second place for the moment, but we have some very strong competitors still left to go. I'm liking the pace of this uneven bar final. Our next competitor is Madison Koshin from the USA. Trains at WAG Gymnastics, coached by Natasha and Laurent Landy. A little bit of leg form. So easy to let those legs come apart slightly on all of these skills. You gotta glue them together. She has a great dynamic style. The WAG gymnasts really know how to torque down on that bar and get good height on their release skills. I like the way she does that half turn right up into the handstand. Nails that. Stalled her full to the handstand and a full twisting double back. Small shuffle backwards.
That was Madison Koshin.
Coached by Natasha Borskaya and Laurent Landy at WAG Gymnastics. She trains a lot, 35 hours a week. Of course, her favorite event is bars, and we haven't seen her in a while. She has been struggling with injuries for the past year or so, but it's really made a nice comeback during this year, vying for a spot on that World Championship team for the USA. She's looking to make the 2014 World Championship team, and ultimately she'd like to be an Olympian, as most of the gymnasts here in the arena have that same dream and goal. Score to beat right now is a 14.675 from Ashton Locklear. Scores up for Madison Koshin, 14.825. So that puts her into the lead right now, folks. I just did see Marta Caroli walk past the judges' table, probably putting in a protest for Ashton Locklear. But while we wait to see the proceedings of that, let's move on to our next athlete here, shall we? This is Leticia Costa from Brazil. High flying shaposh right into a dynamic shoot over. Gearing up for a big release skill here. That's a Jaeger, brings it in a little bit close. You don't want to have to get dental work after a bar routine. That was a little closer than I'd like it to be. And the dismount. Double front, very springy on the landing. She's 19 years old. She's the Brazilian national champion on uneven bars. Qualified 7th into this final. Doesn't quite have the level of difficulty, but you can see the basics are there. She's got a really powerful swing, really uses the mechanics well on the Shaposhnikova into the shoot over.
Manténgase al tanto de las últimas actualizaciones de los Juegos 2015 y síganos en Twitter @TO2015ES o haga clic en me gusta en Facebook.
I have a lot of good friends helping me out here, just checking the tweets here. Ashton did seem to miss a connection, therefore she lost 4/10 on her start value. She also has some good skills in her back pocket, a Rikna, which is on that high bar, a Stalder to Tkachev. So, hey, hopefully she can put them in as we move forward towards World Championships. Scores up for Leticia Costa. We have a 13.075, which puts her currently into third place.
La siguiente finalista de México, Alexa Moreno.
We saw her in the vault final, and now we are moving over to the uneven bars final, showcasing Alexa Marina from Mexico. She's aggressive on all of these swinging elements. It's very popular in today's world of gymnastics. The Shaposh with a half. Love that. Delchev. She moves so quickly. Sometimes it looks a bit panicked. Snappy double layout. Highlight of that routine, most definitely the Delchev. It's a half turn into a front flip rather than a ganger on that high bar, which is a back flip with a half turn catch. So you're just doing the half turn a little bit earlier. Uneven bars seems to be becoming a little bit compulsory, and I think many of you in the gym world would agree. It's a lot of Shaposhnikovas, a lot of Horkinas or Komovas. That's a toe on or a Stalder from the low bar with a half turn up to the high bar. A lot of Stalder fulls on top. There's a small selection of skills that are being used, and that's simply because the Code of Points has allowed these coaches and athletes to think, what's the best way to get bonus points, what's the best and easiest way to get the high level of difficulty. It's kind of missed the days a bit of Elizabeth Tweddle from Great Britain when she was inventing new combinations and new skills that no one else in the world was doing. So hopefully we'll have at the World Championships this year a few athletes blowing our minds with new innovative combinations.
Score for Alexa, 13.025.
Score for Alexa Marina was a 13.025. They'll keep her off the podium for the moment, puts her in 4th place. And our next athlete is also from Mexico. We have Atsuri Sandoval Perez. Not too sure what the weight here is about.
They're waiting for a protest, maybe they'll do it now instead of at the end.
So the wait right now is for a protest. They are dealing with it now until waiting to the end
That's the protest.
for Ashton Locklear. I think we should keep the competition moving and not make the athletes wait. We do have rings to go before we do the awards. But hey, sometimes I'm not the boss. I don't get to make those decisions, so please bear with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are enjoying the coverage. And while we do wait, I remind you to hashtag on Twitter PanAmGym. And you can also visit seniorpanamgymnastics.ca for results. I'll do my best to keep you updated. Right now, looking to beat a 14.825 from Madison Koshin is from Mexico, Atsiri Sandoval Perez. Nice swing right there. Fully in control. She's working in L grip position. Hands are turned completely around. Slightly misses that handstand there. Want to see her be a little bit closer to the handstand, but very dynamic routine. She's a swinger. You can tell a natural swinger, someone that's not afraid. They're not holding back. They're fully stretched on their downswing, not afraid of that low bar. And while she celebrates with her coach, I will let you know, folks, that the difficulty value for Ashton Locklear has been upgraded to a 6.4, and her score is now a 14.975. So that puts her into first place, 14.975, and second is Madison Koshin. And we have Leticia Costa sitting in third currently. So, if you know why that score was brought up to a 6.4 in the difficulty level, please send me a tweet because I am feeling confused at the moment. She did have a 6.5 in the qualification, and now 6.4 here. Getting a nice look at the dismount here. Sky high, full twisting double back. Locks those knees out. Needs to bend them for absorption. First thing you learn in gymnastics is how to do your safety landing. Okay. I try not to be biased in my journalism, but I have to say this might be my favorite athlete here at the Pan Am Gymnastics Championships, and there's a good reason for that. She's like fine wine. She's getting better with age. At 28 years old, Jessica Lopez from Venezuela is making ground and breaking into new territory that never has been touched by a Venezuelan gymnast before. She's won multiple World Cup titles, been at the Olympic Games in 2008 and 2012, and here in Mississauga at the Hershey Center, I have never seen her look so good on the uneven bars. She really is a focused, strong athlete, and I had an interaction with her yesterday at the hotel. I said, "Congratulations, you're looking awesome." And she said, "Thank you." And I said, "I can't wait to see how great you are when you're 35. She kind of laughed and did a little bit of a sideways look, like, I don't know if I'm going to hang around. But if she can continue to evolve in her gymnastics as she has over the past 10 years, the world of gymnastics is very lucky. Pure passion, pure emotion. She is someone that's exciting to watch. The score is in for Sandoval from Mexico, 13.1. Nice connection there to catch up into a pack salto. Oy, oy, oy. That's not cool. Kip to handstand, a simple skill, something she's been doing forever. Was trying too hard to be dynamic, to be aggressive, and just went a little bit over. When those heels get to a certain point, there's no fighting. She did qualify first into this, or third into this uneven bars final. Ay, 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 off. Now this routine's for revenge. She's, you can tell, mad at herself. She was so on in yesterday's qualification. She had a beautiful celebration afterwards. Just like, I did it. This sense of dominance over her mind. But here today, unfortunately, falling apart. Trains in Thornton, Colorado at Savage Elite Sportsplex. That's the law of gymnastics. Either it's great or it's messy. And you dance on that fine line between greatness and making a mistake. You have to push the limit and push the envelope. But sometimes that can turn out to bite you in the butt. So unfortunately for Jessica Lopez today, doesn't deliver. Did have the potential to be up there with the top scorers, but that routine 2 falls, that's more than 2 points off her score just in the execution alone. So unfortunately today she's not going to be on the podium. Our podium today for women's uneven bars, Ashton Locklear from the USA takes the title in her senior international debut. She wins gold with a 14.975, and challenging her American teammate, Madison Koshin from WAG Gymnastics in Texas, 14.825. So close, the battle between those two. And far back, trailing far behind in third place from Mexico, we have Atsiri Sandoval Perez with a 13.1. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're enjoying the live coverage of the 2014 Senior Pan Am Gymnastics Championships from the Hershey Center in Mississauga. While we proceed over to the men's rings, we'll take a quick break, and we'll see you just around on the other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the judges for the rings final. Dar la bienvenida a los jueces por la final en los anillas.
Alright folks, while we move over to the rings here, I'm going to take a quick moment to explain to you what my good friends in the Twitterverse helped me decipher. basically, she does an in-bar move on the low bar. It's called an in-bar full. She wants to connect it directly to a Shaposhnikova. But unfortunately today she missed that connection, therefore her start value got lowered. So, you know, we're not going to get too technical here. She does do beautiful gymnastics, but I do thank you all for your great help in determining this. It's just one of those things. Gymnastics is getting very, very complicated to follow, and I like to appreciate it for its beauty more so than the scores. She did a great routine. Let's congratulate her and her teammate, Madison Koshin, on their wonderful performance, and thank you to everyone on Twitter who's helping decipher and disconnect and connect the dots for this confusing code of points. We'll be back with the men's ring finals just in 2 minutes, and yeah, keep those tweets coming. Thank you.
De Puerto Rico, Luis Rivera. De Argentina, Federico Molinari. De Brasil, Sergio Sasaki Jr. De Chile, Juan Raffo. From United States, Jonathan Horton. From Brazil, Artur Zanetti. De Puerto Rico, Alexis Torres.
Exiled for
All right, it's our final event here at the 2014 Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships, and it is the Strongman contest. This is the men's rings, and we have someone whose nickname is the Lord of the Rings. We have Brandon Wynn, USA's best gymnast on the rings for multiple years. He's really dominated this event in the USA, and at the world level has done quite well. Third place at the World Championships last year. Qualified second to this final, always head-to-head competition with Brazil's Arthur Zanetti, who is here as well. So this is like the cage match, but it's on the rings. Awesome combination there, really world original. Not seeing many guys do that. Forward roll into an inverted cross. Rings is about a combination of swing and strength elements, and when you swing into a strength element, that makes it even more difficult. He's so strong. Adds another Maltese just just for good measure. Perfect angle there on the iron cross. For those of you at home who practice those on your backyard jungle gym, you want to ensure that your wrists and your shoulder are in line perfectly. Full twisting double layout. Ay, ay, ay. Couple steps back. If Brandon Wynn wants to win the World Championship title, he's got the goods for sure. But there's no steps allowed. Absolutely not. It's the last thing the judges see. They want to see you stick it like a lawn dart. No question. But it's the strength skills are where he really stands out. He won gold at the 2011 Pan Am Games. And interestingly enough, he's great at parallel bars as well. And that's an event that you really don't see a good combination of ring and good parallel bar guys. Because their lats are always so huge to get great at rings that they get in the way when they're swinging on the parallel bars. But he seems to have made a nice combination of those two. And he's from New Jersey, but trains at the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. Nice look at the dismount. Full twisting double layout is working on that flaring out, but does struggle slightly on the landing. He's hoping at World Championships he can
Score for Brandon Wynn, 15.4.
make that landing with no movement whatsoever. Alright, our next athlete here. We do have the score in for Brandon Wynn quickly. 6.9 difficulty score. 15.45. Those steps were costly. Our next athlete here was the alternate coming in, but has moved in after Yosimar Calvo pulled out of the ring final. This is Luis Rivera from Puerto Rico. We saw him on the pommel horse. This angle doesn't really show off those perfect positions, but I assure you he is nice and flat in the Maltese. Nice look at those two double fronts. They're called Yamawakis. Right into a straddle planche. Picture perfect on the iron cross. A roll back into the cross that puts so much stress and pressure on your arms, on your shoulders. And the full twisting double layout. No problem on the landing for Luis Rivera from Puerto Rico. The Hershey Center is, as you can see, the hockey boards there. Usually a venue where hockey is played. If gymnastics was easy, they'd call it hockey, right? Isn't that the saying that's on the back of a bunch of t-shirts at competitions? It's been nice here to have a podium in Canada. Not many big international meets happen in Canada. We have the Gymnics International every year in Montreal, but it's great for the Greater Toronto area to see some gymnastics. Nice look at the back up wrist to planche there. He does a bounce into cross. The rotator cuffs take a beating. There's no male gymnast in the world who performs on rings who doesn't have some sort of soreness and aggravation in their rotator cuffs. There was a few issues in the qualification here on the rings. Some guys were slipping off, and so Everyone's making sure to get their grips a little bit wet before they put the chalk on so they can stick a little bit better. The score is in for Luis Rivera, 6.1 difficulty, 14.850. That puts him into second place behind Brandon Wynn. Our next competitor representing Argentina is Federico Molinari, qualified in 4th place. Coach lifts him up. You got to get a nice false grip, especially for this roll into Maltese. Oh, nice. Cross to V-sit. He is really taking advantage of his nice hamstring flexibility there. I like his toe point. You don't usually get a good toe point on rings. It's so hard to stop those swinging skills into a strength skill on a dime because you have to convert different energies. When you're swinging, you have the momentum. See the Olympic rings tattooed on his back there, showing a lot of pride representing Argentina at the Olympic Games. Full twisting, double layout, big pike down there on the landing. In the world of gymnastics, there's some countries that have athletes that are better at some events. For example, Colombia has athletes that are really great at parallel bars. And Argentina, Italy have athletes that are very good at rings. Brazil has had athletes very good on floor, and now they have a great athlete in Arthur Zanetti on rings. And we have someone here who is a great all-around athlete for Brazil. This is Sergio Sasaki. He was 5th place at World Championships last year in Antwerp, Belgium. He's a 2012 Olympian. He came 10th place there in London. But he's a true all-arounder, really strong across all 6 of the events. He's kind of fearless. Has very big vault. And he really... when I say an all-arounder, he's good across all 6 of the events.
Score for Federico, 15.075.
The score is in for Federico. It's 15.075, which puts him into second place at the moment. And now, our all-around great from Brazil, we have Sergio Sasaki. See, he doesn't have quite the same level of strength as the other guys. He has a little bit of shake in the rings and all of his skills. That means he's working a little bit harder. You do have to literally lock out every part of your body. The tips of your toes are going to help you in a Maltese if they're nice and tight. Those legs are squeezed together. If your bottom is squeezed nice and tight. It's all about the muscles working together. Brazilian team is going to be relying heavily on Sergio leading up to the Rio Games in the qualification. Nice double twisting, double back dismount. He qualified 6th into the final, scored a 15.0.
La gymnastique artistique est fière de jouer un rôle important aux préparatifs des Jeux
Looking to move up here.
2015.
Did have a very clean dismount, but the level of difficulty just wasn't there.
Suivez-nous sur Twitter.
Didn't see him being in that Maltese position too often, where his hands were by his hips and shoulders down at the ring height.
Suivez-nous sur Facebook.
Did display some good iron cross work and some good planche work as well.
Before you leave, don't forget to check out the 2014 Senior Pan American Championships merchandise available at the main entrance at Gate A of the arena.
While we wait for the score for Sergio Sasaki, I'd like to remind you to watch the Pan Am Championships. Don't watch them, follow them on Twitter. Have a conversation with each other. Let's be a gymnastics family. The hashtag is Pan Am Gym. And the score is in for Sergio Sasaki, 14.9, the D score 6.1, so that will put him into third place for the time being. Our next competitor from Chile, we have Juan Raffo, hoping to follow in the footsteps of his teammate, Tomas Gonzalez, who won gold in the floor exercise here today. You can tell a guy's going to be great at rings when he has kind of skinnier legs and a big, giant upper body. And Juan Raffo is a great example of that. The lighter your lower body is, the easier it is to maneuver yourself through all of these skills. See there, nice iron cross position. The arms are a little bit hyperextended, but hey, that's genetics. You can't control that. It's a good time to open up into that swing so that the rings can be nice and still like that. Judges want to see the rings not moving at all. I'd like to see those rings turned out a little bit there actually in the L-sit. That would finish off the line. You're tired at the end of this routine. You can barely see. Your eyes are crossed. You feel like you've done a million spins with a in the air and trying to focus in one spot, but wow. He does a nice double layout.
Juan Raffo.
Juan Raffo is looking to beat Brandon Wynn's score of a 15.45. I don't think he'll be able to do it, but he could slide into the mix. We have in second place Federico Molinari from Argentina, 15.075. We have Sergio Sasaki Jr. is at a 14.9 currently, which puts him in third place. And we have Luis Rivera, 14.85. Our next competitor from the USA is Jonathan Horton. We're getting a nice look at him here. And Jonathan's been through a lot of change, a lot of growth in the past couple of years since London. He made his competition comeback at the US Championships just last weekend. He's become a dad. He's got a son who, his name is David, and he says that's really changed him. You know, there's more to life than gymnastics, and I think that's made him really appreciate what he can do in this sport. The score for Juan Raffo was a 15.1. So that slides him up into third place currently. He is on the
From
podium.
United States of America,
Hoping to take him off is
Horton.
Jonathan Horton, getting lifted up to the rings by Coach Tom Meadows.
Coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. I wish I had a river I could ski.
John has undergone two reconstructed surgeries, one on each shoulder. in the past couple of years, and he's making his way back. He says he's a little bit rusty. You can see just doesn't quite have the bulk that he used to have, but man, he's a leader. He's someone that the American team deeply respects. He's got such a great mental capacity to deal with pressure and to see everything in a good light. But you can see they're a little bit struggling a little bit here with the endurance at the end of the routine, and that's just something that comes. The more you compete, the more you do, the better you get. Looking to be a part of that World Championship team.
The winners of the events, please get ready in the martial.
Looking to be a part of that World Championship in Nanning in China here coming up in October. It's going to be a long shot. There's a lot of depth on the US team, but Jonathan wants to walk away from the sport saying that he was the best at one point. He wants to help Team USA or himself win a gold medal at a World Championship or at an Olympic Games, and that's very determined motivation, and hopefully he can be a part of the mix.
Score for Jonathan Horton, 14.650. Prochain finaliste, le next finalist, le siguiente finalista du Brésil, from Brazil, de Brasil, Arthur Zanetti.
All right, the big man here, the Olympic champion, the world champion. We have Arthur Zanetti from Brazil. He's a beast, pushing the envelope on this event. Watch for really quick movements into very nice long holds. Love that back lever, lifts up into a Maltese. That shouldn't be humanly possible, but he makes it look easy peasy. Inside a gymnast's mind during a ring routine, it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Constantly counting, reminding yourself to breathe. Swings right into the perfect position there. It's called a Hanamata cross. His handstand position has improved. Full twisting double layout. Small hop if he is hoping to dominate for a second world championship in a row. He's definitely going to have to make sure that landing has no movement at all, but you can see the difference in his routine, and it's almost like he's adding some personality or some style in it by holding that back lever for like 5 seconds and then boom, lifts up into the Maltese position. It's an intimidation factor. Look what I can do. Can you do it? Unfortunately, he will not be challenged at the World Championships at this point by Brandon Wynn. Brandon has not been named to the U.S. World Team. The U.S. has some great athletes like John Orozco, Danel Leyva, Sam Mikulik, who will be on those. Those are the names that come top of mind. We also have Jake Dalton, Alex Nadur, and Danel Wittenberg, Donnie.
Alexander Rodriguez also get ready for marching for the award ceremony. Score for Arthur Zanetti.
The score for Arthur Zanetti is up. It's at 15.8. Difficulty score there was a 16. Well, it was a 6.8. So the max score was 16.8.
Último finalista de Puerto Rico, Alexis Torres.
Jonathan Horton's score was a 14.65, by the way, folks. That does put him at the bottom of the board right now. Arthur Zanetti is in first. Score to beat is 15.8, and we have our final competitor here, Alexis Torres from Puerto Rico. Short on that inverted cross, was a little shaky, didn't hold it long enough, probably will not get credit. He's moving a little quickly from those strength positions here. Needs to be cautious. Just doesn't quite have the juice, the control as Zanetti, the strength, shall we say. Double twisting, double back, big 3/10 step back. I think it's safe to say that our ring champion is going to be Arthur Zanetti from Brazil.
This concludes the
The
first
score of
leg
a 15.8,
apparatus finals.
but we'll wait until the very, very end.
Tuyo el
There
primer
is
día
a
de
change in
finales
score. Juan Raffo
por la gimnasia artística.
did dispute the score.
En algunos minutos,
His new score has come in here at
medallas.
15.2. The difficulty score is 6.7.
On applaudit dernière
So
fois
that does
tous
move
vos
him
gymnastes,
up
please put your hands
into
together
third
for these
place.
gymnasts. Un fuerte aplauso
His difficulty
para
score was a
gimnastas.
6.5, so the judges didn't give him credit for 2/10 of start value. I was making a joke that we should have an applausometer at a gymnastics meet, and part of your score is based on how much the audience likes it. Or give all the audience a scoreboard and they all get to write their own score, or a keypad. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, something like that. But hey, you know, I'm a dreamer. I like audience inclusion. Could be like the Voice or something.
Ganadores y ganadoras, prepararse para el desfile de entrada por la ceremonia de
So while we wait here for the final score of Alexis Torres, I'd like to remind you that tomorrow we do have the Apparatus Finals Day 2 happening, where we'll have men's vault, men's parallel bars, and men's high bar, and the women's balance beam and floor exercise. So it will be another very exciting day of action here from the Hershey Center in Mississauga at the Senior Pan Am Gymnastics Championships. Before that final score comes in, I will just take my time here to thank you all for your great contributions on Twitter with the hashtag PanAmGym, and I got many personal tweets as well. Thank you to @KyleShu. The Pan Am Gymnastics Championships is the qualifier for the 2015 Pan Am Games. And if you're looking for something fun to do next summer from July 10th to the 26th, I highly recommend you come to Canada, to Toronto, Ontario, and visit this great city and watch the Pan Am Games, where you can support athletes from all of the countries that are in the Americas. There's over 24 countries that will be represented. Some of the best in the world are going to be present, and it's a great competition for you to be able to come and watch and cheer on these amazing athletes who are so dedicated to their craft. The score for Alexis Torres is in. It's a 14.225, so that will leave him off the leaderboard for men's rings final. To conclude, our winner is world champion and Olympic champion Arthur Zanetti in second place from the USA, Brandon Wynn, and in third place we have Juan Raffo from Chile. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for this coverage. We do appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you back here again tomorrow. Competition starts at 2:30 Eastern. I'll see you then.
And winners. Demos la bienvenida a nuestros representantes y ganadores. Your presenters are President of the Men's Artistic Gymnastics Technical Committee and the Union Panamericana de Gimnasia, Président du Comité technique de gymnastique artistique masculine à l'Union Panaméricaine de Gymnastique, coordinador del Comité Técnica de Gimnasia Artística Masculina, Jaime Corredor. Executive Committee Member at the International Gymnastics Federation, membre du comité exécutif de la Fédération internationale de gymnastique, membre del Comité Ejecutivo, Fédération internationale de gimnasia, Peter Vidmar. Acting President and CEO of Gymnastics Canada, président et chef de la direction par intérim de Gymnastique Canada, Presidente y director ejecutivo de Gimnasia Canada, Peter Nicol. Troisième et médaillé de bronze. Third and bronze medalist. Tercero y medallista de bronce. De Puerto Rico, Alexander Rodriguez. Score of 14.75. Deuxième et médaillé d'argent. Second and silver medalist. Segundo et medallista de plata. Des États-Unis, from United States, de Estados Unidos, Marvin Kimball, with a score of 14.775. Premier, médaillé d'or et champion aux arçons. First, gold medalist and pommel horse champion. Primero, medallista de oro y campeón de potro con arzones. De México, du Mexique, from Mexico, Daniel Corral Barron, with a score of 15.250. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national du pays gagnant. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the winning country. Damas y caballeros, favor de ponerse de pie por el himno nacional de México. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Felicitations aux gagnants. Congratulations to the winners. Felicidades a nuestros ganadores. Merci, messieurs. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Uneven bars, barres asymétriques, barras asymétricas. Accueillons les gagnants. Please welcome the winners. Favor de dar la bienvenida a nuestras ganadoras. Troisième et médaillé de bronze. Third and bronze medalist. Tercera et medallista de bronce. Du Mexique, from Mexico, de México. Atsiri Sandoval. Deuxième et médaillé d'argent. Second and silver medalist. Segunda et medallista de plata. Des États-Unis. The Estados Unidos, from the United States of America, Madison Koshan. Première, médaillée d'or et championne aux barres asymétriques. First, gold medalist and uneven bars champion. Primera, medallista de oro y campeona en las barras asimétricas. Des États-Unis, de Estados Unidos, from the United States of America, Ashton Locklear. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national du pays gagnant. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the winning country. Señoras y señores, a favor de ponerse de pie por el himno nacional de Estados Unidos, les États-Unis, United States of America. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Congratulations to the winners. Felicidades a nuestras vencedoras. Merci, mademoiselle. Thank you very much. Rings, Anno, Anillas. Accueillez vos gagnants. Please welcome your winners. Vamos a dar la bienvenida a nuestros ganadores. Troisième et médaillé de bronze. Third and bronze medalist. Tercero y medallista de bronce. De Chile, Juan Rafo, with a score of 15.2. Deuxième et médaillé d'argent. Second and silver medalist. Segundo et medallista de plata. Des États-Unis. De Estados Unidos from United States, Brandon Wynn. With a score of 15.450. Premier, médaillé d'or et champion aux anneaux. First, gold medalist and rings champion. Primero, medallista de oro y campeón en las anillas. Du Brésil, from Brazil, de Brasil, Arthur Zanetti. With a score of 15.8. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national du pays gagnant. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the winning country. Segundas y señores, favor de ponerse de pie por el himno nacional de Brasil. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Félicitations à nos gagnants. Congratulations to the winners. Merci à nos dignitaires. Thanks to our presenters. Muchas gracias a nuestros representantes. Jaime Corredor, Peter Vidmar, and Peter Nicol. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes day one of Apparatus Finals here at the 2014 Senior Pan American Gymnastics Championships. Please be sure to join us tomorrow for the second day of Apparatus Final. Mesdames et messieurs, ceci termine le jour 1 des finales aux appareils. Soyez des nôtres demain pour la compétition 3 en gymnastique artistique hommes et femmes. Jour 2 des finales aux appareils. El primer día de finales a los aparatos se terminó. Nos damos cita el día de mañana para la competencia 3, segundo día de finales a los aparatos de gimnasia artística femenina y masculina. Adiós y hasta mañana. Goodbye everyone. See you tomorrow.